What's happened in the shared service environment is that the very early stages of starting to sort out your back office processes, there's a fairly standard path for that. Most people will consolidate, most people will look at how to standardize what they're doing, they'll look at process improvement. What's changed now is many large organizations have already done those steps, and their real question is what next? And the reason why people come to events like this is there is no one answer. That depending on who you are, what next could be, maybe we're going to move to multifunction or even move away from function and start to look at end-to-end process which cuts across traditional functional boundaries. Or maybe we're going to increase the scope and move away from transactional rule-based work and move on to analysis, judgmental work. Or maybe we're going to change the model from being captive to being outsourced, or a combination of all three. And because that decision is now not simple and it's very much driven by the individual environment where an organisation sits, there is no right answer, and that's why people are still coming to shared service events. Key things they need to think about really are how do they work as an organisation. So for instance, is their culture one where mandate is accepted, so the top drives things and people will follow, or do you require consensus, everybody has a voice, everybody has a vote? Those two dynamics have a huge effect on whether you can make change happen quickly, but also how that change sticks. So if you're in an environment where mandate is strong, then you may be able to move more quickly to something like outsourcing, because it's seen as a big step and might take quite a long time for people to move, whereas a mandate will drive that more quickly. But there is an argument that actually going more slowly may mean that there's greater ownership of where you're going as a destination, so you're more likely to get high quality. And that trade-off between immediate, perhaps, efficiency benefits around getting a lower cost, you may trade off some of those service benefits that people are now looking for. And a big theme in shared services is that cost, although it's achieved quickly often, that's forgotten quickly by customers. They rebase their expectations about what finance, for instance, costs. So we know that finance now costs probably half what it cost 10 years ago. And the key drivers for that are shared services is one, and implementation of data management and ERP is the other. So finance has shrunk as an organisation scale everywhere. And the question is, how do I get the next step? How do I move to the next improvement? And that's often around quality, around service delivery, around adding value rather than just reducing cost.